Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Irad, and I've got to warn you guys, I'm angry today. I'm angry on the main channel, I'm going to be angry on the second channel, I'm going to be angry on the third channel, the French channel, and I'm going to be angry in my musical channel as well, so be ready for that, guys. It's not really a rant, but some clarifications that need to be made, in my opinion, and that is regarding the sale of the ARGO ALTS. I mean, it's supposed to be called the ATLS, but yeah, whatever. So, the ARGO ALTS, which we were told, by the way, by some people at Clanipier Games, and this is actually coming from Mycroft Holden, who is a CIG developer on Spectrum, who did say that the ALTS is a new tool and not a cash grab. It's written right here. There's the screenshot, there's the receipt, guys. I am not making this up. And, you know, we thought, okay, yeah, maybe they're going to sell it right with 3.20, 4.1, that would make sense, but because it's just, you know, it's not even a ground vehicle, it's an exoskeleton. Don't call it a mech, it's not a mech, it's an exoskeleton that has a tool that is going to make finally trade viable, right? Because I've tried doing trade with Star Citizen of 3.24 with the Max Flag, the Max Lift, which is the tractor beam rifle, and I swear I still have a little bit of pain in my hand from that experience that took me 7 hours, guys. It took a really long time to go back and forth to the various outposts. I think I handled 2,600 SCU of various commodities for a profit of 100,000 FIU. It was ridiculous. Anyway, the point is that it would have been, of course, much faster with the ARGO Atlas, because all you have to do is just point and click, and then you got your cargo box that just goes back and forth, and then you can just boom, load your ship just like that. And we're gonna make also a couple of videos about that in the future, so stay tuned to that. Make sure to follow me on Twitch as well if you want to see the premiere of that gameplay. But the thing is that for the arrival of this new tool, the ARGO Atlas, CIG nerfed the other tractor beams, so that then, of course, there will be a need to get the ARGO Atlas, because it's just impossible to be loading cargo back and forth. Now, CIG did say in the past that they would be eventually nerfing those tractor beams, and that those tractor beams were for small objects, but not necessarily for big cargo. The reason why we were handling cargo boxes is because it was a placeholder, but nevertheless, monetizing not just a vehicle, guys. It's not a vehicle, it's a tool. That's basically what it is already a little bit borderline in my opinion, but I think that CIG could have gotten away with it if they had priced it at, say, $20, right? $20 is not really painful. It's a good way to fund the project. It's a good way to give a little bit of extra cash, and a lot of people would have been, I suppose, right, happy to have this a few months in advance before this new ARGO Atlas would eventually have been released in the game inside the vehicle shops for a small price in Alpha UEC. But no, this is not what Clanipier Games decided to go for. Instead, they decided to go, and that's probably, I'm not blaming the developers here, the developers are not responsible for that, I'm blaming the marketing team. They are the ones who set up the prices here, and decided to go for $35 with fresh money. That is, of course, without any tax, right? Some countries have add value, and it's like $42 or 42 euros in this case. Absolutely ridiculous. The paints also, right? You can have several kinds of paints as well. If you don't want to have the ARGO orange, which is not necessarily the best, you want to have this nice looking gray paint, $5. This black paint, $6. Come on, it's just an exoskeleton, seriously, right? So yeah, I think that this is really not cool here from Clanipier Games. This is not something that they should have done, and I would, if I wasn't making videos like this, if I wasn't making all this content on YouTube, I would not have gotten it. The reason why I do that is because I do these live streams where I eventually try these vehicles, right? I do that for you. I have people who support me on Patreon and also on YouTube via the YouTube membership program, who do finance me so that I can get these vehicles, try them out, talk about them. So that's what I did. It's the only reason why I've got one. Otherwise, I think I would avoid it. It's just not the kind of practice that I would like to support here from Clan Imperial Games. $35. That's even more expensive than the space bag. If you guys remember that little Mirai space bag that we had a couple of months ago, right, which was priced even cheaper than that, and it's more practical because you can get super easily to bunkers undetected, but this is just to lift cargo, so sure, you're gonna be saving a lot of time, but I think that $35, I mean, it's the price of a video game, a brand new video game that gets released. Not a AAA game, right? But I mean, that's the price of Sins of a Solar Empire 2, for example. So you're not even getting a game, you're just getting a tool that lets you play the game. So it's not even pay to win here, it's basically pay to play. Star Citizen developers here, or at least the marketing campaign, in my opinion here, leaving whole bunches of gameplay behind a paywall, because yeah, it's going to be the only way you can carry a 32 SCU container with that, unless you have, of course, a ship with a dedicated tractor beam. So there we have it. This is what I had to say. Not really happy with this sale for sure, but let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about it. I think that maybe some people would be happy, but from what I have seen, at least, it appears that most of the community is indeed not really happy with that. CIG also released a Q&A, so we're going to be discussing this one as well. The Q&A here states that players who are inside the ARGO ATLS are vulnerable. You can get shot, but the ARGO ATLS itself is invulnerable at the moment. It's something that is going to be changing eventually further on the line. The Atlas, of course, does not come with any storage. It does not have any lights. If you want some lights, you're going to be using the headlights of your helmet as well. Paints are supported for the Atlas, obviously, right, as you can see with the store on robotspaceindustries.com. But right now we are not going to be able to customize any items, although they do plan here to make use of the resource network system in the future. The ARGO Atlas is supposed to be a slow exoskeleton, so don't expect to be winning races with this, right? But it is possible to sprint, something that I have tried myself in the PTU, so you are a little bit faster than you are normally if a regular spill here. The Atlas right now cannot jump, but because it is not vulnerable right now, you can maybe use it as a dropship if you want to be. That's actually a pretty cool idea, right? You are out there in space, you are just above jump down, and you're using it as a dropship to go down to a jump down or any other location. I think that this might be a very interesting strategy. In my opinion, we might be trying that in the channel. It does not have EVA though, so you're going to be floating in space if you are in space over there, and you cannot enter the Atlas in space, you can only exit it. The ARGO Atlas right now has a tractor beam that is bespoke, so you cannot use that functionality for any other tractor beam, but Clan Imperial Games developers did say that they are currently discussing bringing this functionality to other tools, which hopefully is going to come because it is a much better feature. It's quite an improvement compared to the previous iterations of the tractor beam that we have that just don't work. I have to scroll the mouse button all the time. It's literally painful. Players are literally getting hurt because of that game design, which is not good, right? When you are a game developer, you don't want your players to get hurt when they're playing your game. Also, we are wondering here if we can injure other players using the Atlas by hitting, ramming, or falling on them. The Atlas does not move fast enough to cause any damage. However, and this is something that I've tried, you can use the cargo beam here to use it as a projectile and hit other players. That is definitely something that you can do. Also, does it count as a vehicle here? What's gonna happen if you lose it, for example, or it's somewhere else and you don't want to go there? You can always claim it. You can make it appear at any ASAP terminal, including the stations or some of the outposts that you are going to be visiting. However, it is too big to fit in any elevator, so do not expect to see some ARGO ATLS at Lorville or any other landing zones, although I'm sure people will be trying, right? So I guess we never know. Can we spawn it in other people's hangars? This is something that is being planned here. It's being worked on, but it's not something that's happening right now, though. Also, can I lift the ATLS with a handled tractor beam? That's also a very good question. The answer is yes, but there are a couple of known issues which are being worked on. The ATLS does not use any fuel or batteries for its locomotion. It's basically just using, it looks like, at least from the animation that we are seeing, it looks like it's just using human power. So that way, that's what we had to say about the ARGO ATLS. We're gonna be making a couple of videos about it too, right? On the next live stream on Twitch, we will also be talking about it a little further more. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not. It really helps the channel a lot. Join me on Patreon if you want to support good old Irad as well. That's also much appreciated. And maybe I'll say your name, like Dr. Forbin, Zero Crusher, Deploy Warfare, Ducky to Ducker, Shadow Rise, and Kilo. I have been Irad. I will see you guys in the next one.